One of the fastest ways to accelerate your leadership career is to stop being the brains in the room. I know, sounds totally counterintuitive, but here's the thing. The higher you get in leadership, it's more important that you're not the person who's coming up with the solutions, but you're able to facilitate those around you to come up with the great ideas. Years ago, I worked with a guy who worked in the advertising industry. He was the creative, and boy, did he look the part as well. He had a mohawk, he would wear different colored socks, he would do everything to stand out, to look creative. To be fair, he was pretty good at coming up with ideas, but he had no idea how to help other people come up with ideas. And he had a supersized ego to go with it all. And then I ran a creativity workshop for the whole organization. Everyone, we're talking people from accounts, from reception, admin, you name it. And the funny thing was that the best ideas didn't come from the creative. They actually came from the accounts payable clerk and from the receptionist. Now, as you can imagine, it was kind of pretty awkward for the creative in the room to see other people coming up with better ideas. But the beauty was that he learnt something really big there. It wasn't the intelligence, it wasn't their natural creative ability that enabled these people to come up with better ideas. It was simply the prompts, the questions that I was asking them that enabled them to join the dots. Because the human brain is an association machine. It just can't help to join the dots. But what we suck at is starting to prompt ourselves to think outside of the box to start with. And that's what good creative people do, is they ask the questions to help us prompt to come up with new solutions. Now, there's a silver lining to this story, because the good news is, as much as it was an attack on his ego, he realized something, that if he could actually start to ask other people around them the right kind of questions, they could help him to do his work. And I remember following on with his career, he actually invited me back to run a workshop a couple of years later. And not long ago, I found out that he's now the head creative of one of the most prestigious advertising agencies in Europe. All because he realized the power of facilitating ideas rather than having to be the brains in the room. Now, if you'd like to learn some ways that you can get better at prompting other people, then comment the word brainstorm and I'll send you my proven technique on checklist to run a great brainstorming session.